Hello and welcome into Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Rich Reynolds, and we're going to get right into the swing of things quickly here. It's a bad pun, I'm sure, but it was intended. As we bring in someone who's not a familiar face to you yet, but will be here on CW57, and that's Lori Brown from Kestrel Ridge Golf Club out in Columbus. How you doing today, Lori?
Great.
Yeah, thanks for coming on in today. So let's talk about it. All of a sudden, the weather's turning here a little bit. It's golf season.
It sure is.
Yeah, and so you guys got a pretty good deal going over there. I think that's one of the best deals I've ever seen in Wisconsin. Tell our viewers about it, please.
Sure. We have a Twilight special that it's $22 for unlimited golf, including a cart, anytime after 2, any day of the week.
Excellent. Wow, that's a great deal. And I love your course. Now, your course, I think, is a little bit different than what I think some people might think of as a course. It's more traditional. It's a link style course. What does link style mean?
It's just the layout of the course, I guess, more
Okay.
so, right? So the Kestrel Ridge doesn't have a lot of trees. You know, it doesn't even have a lot of dog legs even necessarily. You know, it's kind of a straighter. Each fairway is kind of straighter, and that's the way the course is just laid out. You kind of are going a little bit back and forth.
So think more like St. Andrews than, something else.
Sure.
All right, okay, all right. Now, talk about some of the facilities that you have there, too. Do you have a driving range, practice facility?
Yeah, we have a beautiful driving range and 2 putting greens that have, one of them actually has a couple sand traps, that you can practice out of. But it's a really great place to come if you want to get a few swings in, but you don't have time for a full round of golf.
Absolutely. Now, as far as challenging courses go, people always want to know, is it going to challenge me? For me, just about any course is going to be
Right.
challenging. What would you consider Kestrel Ridge to be challenging?
Yeah, well, I consider golf challenging
Right.
for sure, no matter what way you go about it.
Absolutely.
But at Kestrel Ridge, if you stay out of the hazards and get used to our fast greens, anyone will do just fine.
Now, how do you compare to, say, maybe some other courses in the area?
Well, I would say we're a great beginner golf course.
Okay.
Not everybody, can be that.
Right.
I think we're great for beginners and your average golfers. We're definitely the best value for sure in the area as far as our daily rates, memberships, as far as any of that goes. But yeah, we just, we encourage people to come out with their family and their friends and just get out there and have a good time, and it's a great course to do that.
I know for me, I love golf in the course because of the fact that it's link style. There's not a lot of trees, and also I could hit more fairways. It might not be the fairway on my hole.
Correct.
But it's
you
still
can recover. Yeah, you can still find a way to recover.
Right.
Correct.
I'm on a fairway, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
How about other things? When golfers come out, they go to courses. They love then sticking around, having a bite to eat. Do you have all of that at Kestrel Ridge as well?
Yeah, we have a really nice sports bar. There's a lot of, we have a few 60-inch, screen TVs, so game's always on, golf is always on. You can give us a call into the sports bar from the course, and we can have food ready for you on the turn or when you're done. It's a great place to hang out when you're done. And there's also Bev card. That's our favorite part, the Bev cart gets around often enough to make sure you don't feel stranded out there, especially on hot days.
Absolutely, and everybody loves the Bev cart girl as well. So, if you're a
Correct.
golfer.
The Bev cart's the best part, that's
Yep,
right. Keeps
for
us all
sure.
entertained.
Right. Now, you also have great banquet facilities. Talk a little bit about that if you could.
Yeah, the upstairs of Kestrel Ridge is kind of a shock to everybody when they walk into the building. It's amazingly beautiful. There's chandeliers. There's glass, huge windows that you can overlook the golf course. Beautiful veranda, and again, it's a really, really great price compared to like the Madison area.
And the views are stunning
It's
as well
amazing.
of the golf course.
It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous, and it's it's nice to have like your larger events, weddings and whatnot, because you don't really have to do a lot of decorating and whatnot. Everything is just kind of there for you. It's gorgeous. We have an outdoor ceremony site, and so if you're a golfer, it's a perfect place to get married.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where exactly are you located?
We're located just a short 20-minute drive from the east side of Madison. In Columbus, right off of 151.
I'm very familiar with it because I live out there, and so
Yeah.
yep. So we love it. So Lori, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
see
you
a
for
lot
having
more.
me.
Yeah, we'll see a lot more of Lori from Kestrel Ridge right here on CW57. And thank you as well for tuning in so far. We got more straight ahead on Talk of the Town. Back on Talk of the Town right now, we got a fun topic to talk about because everybody loves touring a city like Milwaukee and everybody loves food. So we kind of bring those two together as we bring in Theresa from Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
I think this is really kind of a fun thing to do if you want a day trip out to Milwaukee for the day for a lot of our viewers in the Madison, Janesville area. So tell us a little bit about your business. It's been going strong for 9 years now. How did you get started?
Yeah, so my husband Wade and I had been on vacation actually, and we picked up a brochure for a food tour in New York City. And just a couple minutes into the tour, we thought we should be doing this in Milwaukee. This is so fun. And it just started as a hobby and it became a full-time job and a lifestyle for us. We love showing off Milwaukee and the surrounding areas to guests.
And so we call it now culinary tourism. So exactly what is culinary tourism? Why is it important?
Yeah, culinary tourism is really growing in leaps and bounds, and I really look at all the cooking TV shows and the travel TV shows that have really led to that. And really, culinary tourism is really about looking at food and experiences, going to a farm, having a field trip at a farm, taking a cooking class. And these are opportunities to experience the city that you're in and experience the cuisine, as opposed to just going to something very static.
We do one of those shows, a restaurant show, right here on CW57.
Yes.
So yeah, we love it too. So what type of tours do you offer? Like walking tours, bus tours? What do you have?
Both, actually. We have walking tours and bus tours. Originally, we started with walking tours in specific neighborhoods. So for example, the Brady Street neighborhood or the Old World 3rd Street neighborhood. And now we've really gone into more food genres. So for example, our pizza bus tour or a historic bar tour. So those are just kind of some of the fun things that we like to do.
What are some of your favorite neighborhoods to go into? Because Milwaukee, kind of like Chicago, has like these pockets of neighborhoods everywhere.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the good ones?
Well, really the core of our tour company is that we love telling the story of the immigrants that came to Milwaukee and settled. So for example, one of my favorite neighborhoods is Old World 3rd Street. That's where the Germans, they came, they saw it, they loved it, and they stayed on Old World 3rd Street. And so on that tour, we go to these older German establishment, 3rd and 4th generation places, but we also are going to the newer establishments in the neighborhood to show off what it's really become.
Yeah, and there are some newer businesses and around where the Summerfest grounds are, and all of that's kind of
Absolutely.
Built up lately.
Yeah,
so.
the 3rd Ward is amazing. We love going to the 3rd Ward to show off the neighborhood. The Walker's Point neighborhood has just really opened up to so many new restaurants that we love showing off.
What are some of the more popular tours that you offer?
Yeah, some of the most popular tours right now, we have a pizza bus tour. We have so many individuals that come from the Madison market that want to go out for a date night, for example. So on that tour, we visit 4 different pizzerias, and then we end with, of course, gelato for dessert. Our other really popular tour, we have a craft breweries and cocktails tour, where we go and we show off these different craft brewery locations. You know, Milwaukee is so famous for its older, bigger breweries, but these tours are really an opportunity to meet the maker, really get in there and talk to individuals and learn about their craft.
Yeah, some of my favorite actually, and I've visited so many breweries in Wisconsin are right in Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
So just a shout out to Lakefront really quick. I love those.
We love our friends at Lakefront Brewery.
Aren't they great? Yeah.
And now there's so many really, really small establishments. I'm talking like 500 and 600 square feet establishments where they're making very small batch craft brewery cocktails. And so those are the places we like to show off.
Very neat. Speaking of showing off, you got some props with you. I want to make sure we get to these.
Oh,
What have you got?
So for example, we have our Christmas tour series. And so this is from our Christmas bakery bus where we visit 8 different bakeries in a 3-hour time frame. We are talking power tourism at its finest, where we visit the different bakeries and just talk about the Christmas traditions in Milwaukee. Here's, as I mentioned, our pizza bus tour. We love showing off Milwaukee's pizza history, taking people even to the very first pizzeria ever established in the state of Wisconsin on that tour. And then every Sunday morning, one of our most popular tours, our Bloody Mary Brunch Tour. We visit all the Bloody Mary locations in the 3rd Ward and just love showing off the neighborhood.
So what's next for your business?
What's next for us is that we're really starting to expand beyond Milwaukee and going outside of Milwaukee. So for example, we're doing a day trip out to Madison to the farmers market and to a restaurant out here. We're doing a Cheesy Saturday tour where we're visiting different cheese factories in the northern part of the state. And we like like to go down to Chicago, down to Italy, Chicago for a food tasting there. But for me, really the most exciting thing is that next year is our 10th anniversary, and we're going to be doing a trip to Italy where we're going to deconstruct the pizza, and we're going to go to tomato farms, we're going to go to mozzarella farms, we're going to go to flour mills, and that's going to be a great trip, as well as a trip to Germany.
This sounds like so much fun. I could talk about it all day, but we're out of time. Theresa, thanks for joining us. And we'll have more straight ahead on Talk of the Town. And we're back on Talk of the Town, and we've been having so much fun off camera. I think we should have just left it that way, right? Or left the cameras rolling or something like that as we're back on Talk of the Town. As we have Porsche and Nicole who are here from Wyndham Garden, that is. Welcome in, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I said it fine off camera. I really did. And so let's talk about the Wyndham Garden. What's going on there now? What's new? What's exciting?
We got a couple things going on here. Right now we're going to do the Tuscany is going to get new decor.
Okay.
We have a new banquet menu that is going to come out, what was that, April 15th. So we got some new things coming out there.
Tax day, easy day to remember.
There you go.
There it is.
We're going to start putting together like packages for like pool parties, for pizza, and like an ice cream bar and everything, and kind of go from there.
Okay.
Let's see what we got going.
Very cool. All right. So talk about the banquet menu then a little bit. So it's up for some changes, right?
Yes. I know you've seen it a little bit.
Yeah, we are just rearranging things. I know a lot of it was priced per piece, and we're going to price it like per pan, so it's going to be cheaper for the consumer.
Okay.
Just easier to work with.
You guys have, when it comes to banquets and for the hotel, I mean, groups coming in and out all the time. What type of groups do you have coming in the next few weeks?
We do have Jazz Fest coming up very shortly at the end of April. I know they sell tickets at the door. I don't know if we were told a specific price for it.
I know it's cheaper if you purchase them online.
That too. We also have the Epic UGM and XGM coming up. So we do still have rooms left at the hotel. I believe they're a 3-night minimum right now because it is a very busy week, but we still have the rooms if anybody needs to get in for the conference.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people they do bring
Right,
in for the
exactly.
conference too.
It's a lot.
Unbelievable. So how many people can your meeting and event spaces actually hold?
Our largest ballroom holds about 200, 250.
Okay.
So we do have a couple spaces that hold under that, but that's our largest.
I would think that's good for weddings too, stuff like that, right?
Bridal showers.
Yeah.
Rehearsal dinners at Tuscany. A lot of corporate events come in and do like their boardroom style for their meetings and everything. So.
CW57 holiday parties.
Yes, that's
stuff
right.
like that.
Every year you guys are with us, yes.
What about promotions going on?
All right.
Go for
We
it.
have, if you mention, is it Jazz
2016.
2016, you will get
A free appetizer with a purchase of 2 entrees at Tuscany.
Okay. All right. Very cool. You had one of the coolest things I thought for Valentine's Day. And
we did, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I thought that was a great promotion. So you have stuff like that going on throughout the year?
we're going to try to come up with some things. We're in the works of putting them on so that way when we come on to the shows and everything, we can get them out there for you and everything.
Yeah. I thought that was absolutely great. What other, promotions are going on there, or what else are you doing? Because it seems like quite a lot.
There's not really promotions going on just
Okay.
because it's such a busy time with Epic coming in and the hotel is very full and we have lots of sports groups coming in.
A lot of tournaments happening.
Yes.
And a lot of them don't qualify until like the week before. So then we get busy that weekend when they call in and get their group set up.
Okay, fun. And now, speaking of fun, can we get a close-up on these earrings here? Look at these earrings. They're absolutely great. So if you're a Brewers fan or something like that, you can almost put these like on the shopping network, right? So
Totally.
yeah, for those of us, and I know you've been on, and Porsche, you're a familiar face, as far as on our station. Talk about a little bit the Wyndham Garden in general. Basically, what type of hotel are you? Restaurant stuff? Because I think some people kind of know. They've seen the ads. They've seen you on before. But talk to us specifically about the Wyndham Garden.
Wyndham Garden, we're the only Wyndham Garden in Wisconsin. So that's new to everybody. So we're trying to get everybody to kind of understand it's a more, how do we say, upgrade to an upscale brand.
Okay.
So we're still trying to affiliate that with the community so that way they know what's going on. We're still doing renovations. We've done a lot of renovations and it looks gorgeous so far. So we're pretty excited to see what else we can come up with too.
Yeah, and I think that is. I mean, some people just don't know the brand in Wisconsin, but
Correct.
yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
What we're working hard to get out there and
excellent.
Get
And
it
doing a
going.
good job, like on things like this.
right, exactly. Yes.
They do
Most
that,
definitely.
ladies. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, Porsche and Nicole from the Wyndham Garden, and we got a lot more Talk to the Town coming up, so stick around right here on CW57. Back on Talk of the Town, and joined now by Dan Foss of Middleton Cycle, and you know the place. It's up on University and Branch over there, and I'm sure you've been by there quite a bit. I think everybody knows that spot, so welcome on in, Dan.
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Let's talk about Middleton Cycle. Are you, I guess, I'm sure people know you probably sell bikes, but are you a full-service shop?
We are a full-service shop. We sell bikes. Brands are Trek, Schwinn, GT. We do a full line of parts and accessories. We have a full service department that fixes all makes and models. We've been known to fix wheelchairs, walkers. We do electric bikes. So if it's broken and it's got two wheels, we can fix it.
Excellent. So I would think too, and as far as being a full service shop, it seems now, I mean, a lot of bikes get a lot of gears, stuff like that. Even if it's not broken, could it just need a regular tune-up?
Bikes do need regular tune-up based off of where you're riding them. In other words, if you're on gravel paths and picking up a lot more grit, you're probably going to need a little bit more service than what you would if you were out on a clean road all the time. If they're stored, well, let's say outside or a little bit undercover but more exposed to the elements, you're going to get some corrosion on your brake cables and on some of your parts, and it just needs more regular maintenance if they start to act up and get kind of sluggish.
Sometimes I need that too because I act up and get sluggish. So regular tune-up would work for me. I had heard somewhere along the line that Middleton Cycle was going out of business or was closed. What was up with that?
We hear that too. Thanks for asking that question. We are located next to a sporting goods store that had been there a long time. In fact, at one point in time, we were in that same building. We've moved to a building right alongside them, which we did back in about 2000. And with that sporting goods store going out of business, people assumed that we were all together, and we've been separate for 16 years already. And people thought we went out of business. So we're getting these phone calls and, well, I didn't expect to see you there or get an answer, and I want to say, why'd you call the number? But they're surprised that we're still in business. So yes, we're still in business, doing business as usual, and that's not going to change.
Isn't it lovely where rumors get started too,
Yep,
and it'll spread. So good to hear that you're still going strong. Speaking of going, everyone's going to get biking here pretty soon. Spring's right around the corner. I think a lot of people with the weather have already started. So when's a good time, I guess, to come on in and get that bike looked at?
Well, you can bring it in at any point along the line. Probably I don't want to say the sooner the better, but with a little bit cooler weather. In other words, don't wait until the last minute just before the big ride that you want to go on, because the stores can be backed up. Our service department does back up a couple of days when we have a big influx of bikes just due to the weather. And if you put it off to the last minute, we may not be able to accommodate everybody's needs and get them back as fast as possible so that you can do your ride. So, be a little bit proactive, think a little bit ahead of time, and give us a couple of days to get the bike through our system, and then we won't have any issues.
Now, I remember when I was a kid, it was a long time ago, but I remember, with my bike, I would do my regular maintenance, which is to make sure the tires were inflated, and I would oil up the chain a little bit. Are there other things that people can do at home to maintain their bike?
Well, the thing to do, at least to start with, is you're right. Starting with that air pressure is a good start. So you get your tires aired up. Then I would test to make sure that the brakes are working. You'd be surprised. A lot of people will take off and, oh yeah, my front brake wasn't working. But squeeze those brakes. Make sure that they're going to stop the bike adequately. From there, you can take a short little test ride and double check the gears. So you don't want to get too far away from home if something's not working correctly. And then if it is acting up and it needs to come into the service center or whatever and have somebody professionally look at it, You can swing the bike by and we'll give you a free estimate. Just takes a few minutes. If it needs to be left and checked in for repair, we can certainly do whatever is needed on the bikes.
Excellent. I'm sure you got a sale coming up too. I wish we could talk about that. We're out of time for this episode though of Talk of the Town. Dan, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time on Talk of the Town right here in CW 57.
Thanks.